You guys ever watch these shows on the Weather Channel? It's all about natural disasters or would you survive, and it's people that go hiking and fall and stuff, and wondering if they'd survive out in the wilderness. And then another one's about volcanoes, tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis. This stuff's fascinating to me. I love this stuff. So as I showed in yesterday's video, the round or like oval shaped walker decals that were here, this one was peeled way back and it was coming off. And then over here on this side, the one that was right here real big was in pretty good shape, but it had a couple nicks out of it from branches and stuff hitting it. So to order these stickers, I have no idea what they cost at a dealer, but I just looked them up on eBay real quick just to see what they are. And there's only one person selling them, and it's 26 bucks for the two of them. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm too cheap for that. So I was like, you know what? It's a perfect opportunity to put my logo right here. And I didn't want the phone number, just the name right there. So I was gonna do green because it would look pretty good against the white, and I've done green and white on a lot of stuff, like I did right over there on the aerator on both sides. You guys have already seen that, both sides in the back. And then I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what would look really cool that I've never done before? Let's print my logos in black. So that's what I did. So it's gonna go right there in black. So let's do it. So that was yesterday, and that didn't work out. Nice and smooth. It's not like a lot of this box is like the jagged, like rough stuff, but the areas where the stickers are is smooth, and it didn't want to stick there, and I got irritated and gave up. So I put the sticker on my toolbox. How about that? Speaking of the toolbox, I got a set of batteries here for GoPros. I got a set in the house. But I have this power strip over here, USB ports and electrical ports. And I never had it plugged in. So I finally got that done. And look, I cleaned my workbench. I know it might not look like much, but those of you that normally know what it looks like, this is very, very clean. And the thing is I found a whole case of oil for my wife's van that when I changed it at Ryan's about a month ago, I went and bought another one because I couldn't find it. It was buried under stuff. And I found this. Apparently, I did find, and I thought at one point that I did find the linkage that goes to the carburetor for that aerator. And at some point, I ordered it. It was used, but I ordered it used off of, with new springs and everything. I ordered it used off of eBay off a guy, and buried under everything else over here was a box that said eBay on it that I had never opened from a couple months ago. So I opened it up, and lo and behold, that's what was inside there. How about that? That's enough to get on your nerves. So not a whole heck of a lot to film today. I really have nothing to film today, and that's because it's raining outside. And my plan was for Billy and I to go knock out a few more cleanups. I have 3 more cleanups. Another one I picked up last night for one of my customers. Just stick cleanups, that's what those are. And then I have those 2 aerating, overseeding, and fertilizing jobs I gotta do. But I sent my customers all emails last night. The handful, I think I have like 10 or 11 of them that don't do email. I got to invoice them every month through the mail, snail mail. So I sent them all out letters today. But I sent them all letters last night letting them know that I would be starting mowing next week, the week of the 6th. And I will skip the lawns that are too saturated, too soft that the mowers would damage for another week or so. And I keep checking them every week. I'm going to show you because people have asked me in the past. This is my letterhead. A lot of people have asked me about this letter because I've mentioned it a bunch of times, what I send my customers, like for instance in the beginning of the season before I start mowing. Now it varies a little bit each year depending on the year and what's going on. This year's a little different. So I figured instead of just trying to remember everything I wrote, it's pretty small, it's short, to the point. I'm going to read you exactly what I sent them. And it says, in regards to the 2020 lawn service season, I hope everyone is doing well and is safe and healthy. We surely are in strange times and sadly have no answers to resolution. This letter is to inform you that as of this time, lawn service is listed as an essential business due to grass growth becoming a breeding ground for ticks, therefore bringing Lyme disease, rodent infestation, and other undesirable creatures and bacteria. The governor's put a freeze on all landscaping at this time. I'm very excited that spring has come early this year, even with the hardships facing us all. I want everyone to know that my schedules are in place and service is set to begin the week of April 6, 2020. I will be checking every property that week and mowing what isn't too soft to put a mower on. In the case I feel your property is too soft, I will skip it and try again the following week. The majority of my routes have been changed for efficiency as stated in my letter over the winter. If you have any questions as to your day of service, feel free to contact me via email, phone call, or text message. Thank you for the continued work you provide me. Let's all hope for brighter days ahead. And then of course my name, my phone number, email address, all that fancy stuff at the bottom. But that is, I mentioned you guys, I changed all my routes for this year, so that's what that last little bit was about. So the main thing I want to touch on in this video is, I was just gonna skip and not make a video at all today, but I keep seeing this stuff all over social media and there's so many questions of uncertainty, so I figured that this might be the best way that I can help you guys, in a sense, to figure out where exactly you're at in your state and what you can do, by telling you how it's been going in my state and how things are listed in my state. Now, up until about a week and a half ago, everything in my state was listed as the closest we would come to what we do, like lawn care, the closest we would fall into a category was, it said indoor and outdoor regular maintenance for safety and sanitation on residential and commercial buildings is considered essential. So in an aspect, and maybe it's a little bit far-fetched, we kind of fell into that. Since then, it has been upgraded to lawn care is essential, and for the reasons like I just stated in my letter, but landscaping is not. Now, as far as I know, and it's still a little vague in the listing there as well, you can do some landscaping like maintenance, like trimming some bushes and maybe some mulch and like cleaning out flower beds. But there are absolutely, and they are specific on this, absolutely no new plantings, no hardscapes, no like unilock, Navastone, whatever you use, no sidewalks, walkways, no retaining walls, no nothing like that. Nothing that's hardscape. So that's definitely a no-no. Here's the other thing, and you may want to check for this in your area depending on the type of business you are, the size of business you are. This comes into play big time, and I've mentioned this briefly in a video before. Now, regardless of all this stuff that lists in my state as an essential business, there's one little clause down at the very bottom, and it actually lists everything that's essential, and then it has a little paragraph about how to apply for essential status, this and that, and then way down below that, there's this little snippet down there which should be up at the top part, okay? But it's not, and unless you keep scrolling down and keep looking for it, you'd never know it was there. It does list down there at the bottom that if you are not listed in any of the categories as an essential business, you can apply to be an essential business, okay? You can contact your governor and tell them who you are, the name of your business, and why you think you should be essential, and hopefully that they will give you the rating of essential business. But that little snippet I'm talking about that's down at the bottom, it specifically says, for New York State anyway, I don't know if it's like this for other states, but definitely check. Because for you smaller guys like me, this could really save you. Down at the bottom it says if you are a solo business, a solo operator, a one person whatever, whether it's working in a gas station, whether it's doing lawn care, whatever, if you are solo, you are automatically exempt from having to apply for essential business. You are good to go. You can run out there and do what you want. If you want to go out there and dance the jig in people's yards, you're a solo guy, have at it, do what you want to do. Okay, so you know that I have Billy that works with me and helps me mow, and I'm really happy that, you know, the first month and a half of mowing is the hardest, especially in my area, and it takes the longest. Everything has to be double cut. There's so much more weed whacking to do, things like that. So I was really happy that Billy's not in school right now, that he can help me get through the spring rush of all these insanely growing lawns. But at the same time, if they end up changing our status here to where lawn care is not essential, the only way that I can still go out there and do my work and get it done is I'm gonna have to do it by myself. You know, I think that it should be fine with him out there with me because it really doesn't matter. It's not like he's some employee that comes to my house and it's me plus that employee. He lives with me, he's my son. So he's exposed to whatever I'm exposed to anyway. So I think that that should be okay, but if that's the case and it comes down to that and that's not okay, that's the only option I have, is to go out and do it by myself, because no matter what they change, any of the restrictions, what they list, essential, non-essential, that being solo and that being exempt is my saving grace. So you need to be looking at the listings in your state. Don't believe everything people post on the lawn care forums, the lawn and landscape forums, on YouTube videos, you know, on Instagram. Don't believe all that stuff. All you have to do is go to your governor's website. Like mine is like NewYorkStateGov.com or NewYorkStateGov.gov or some crap like that. Go to your website for your governor in your state, and it'll be on there. Every state has one. I've had people tell me, oh, it's not on there. I went through real quick in a Google search, found it, clicked it, sent the link. I said, you didn't look too damn hard, because it took me less than 20 seconds. You know, so go on there. Every single state has a governor's website, and it'll be on there what's essential and what's not. So look for that little snippet. If you're not listed as lawn care and you're a solo guy, look for that little snippet down at the bottom to see if being exempt or being solo automatically makes you exempt, because that could be your only saving grace. It may take you longer each day, like it would take me a lot longer each day, but at least I can get work done. At least I can be way ahead of the game and not be sitting at home watching these lawns grow. I know that's kind of a long-winded type thing, and I really didn't mean to make it that long. Like I said, I had no idea of what I was going to film today or if I was going to film anything, because there's really nothing to do. I'm just screwing around here in the garage, but there's been so much talk about that. So I figured the least I can do is try to give you what information I have and what I know to try to help you out. So hopefully everybody, I know Minnesota's having a problem. I'm pretty sure Michigan's having a problem where they were both listed as essential and now they're not. Look for, because I know a lot of guys that have mentioned it are solo guys, and they're saying, crap, now we can't mow. Look for that little piece, follow that thing all the way down, and you have nothing to do anyway, especially if you think you can't work right now. You have nothing better to do. Scan that website, scan that page where it lists essential for every tiny little piece of information you can get, and hopefully your state, if your governor has any bit of common sense, will list you as being exempt from having to apply for essential status. Because if you're solo and you're out there mowing lawns, who the hell are you coming in contact with anybody? Or anyway, nobody. So there's no reason why it shouldn't be. But, you know, living in this horrendous state of New York that I live in with the worst laws possible because of our wonderful governor, I would think that if we have that, then other states should probably definitely have it. I don't know. Hopefully they do. I hope everybody stays safe and healthy, and I hope this helps you in some way and maybe gives you a little bit of information to get further information that you might need that can help you out. All right, guys, that's it. I'm rambling here. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, as always, for the support. Hit that subscribe button, and till I get Billy and I back out there, hopefully tomorrow, I'll do more cleanups. We'll see you in that one.